Yeah, yeah, yeah. Football feast, this the football feast, extra podcast. Playing soccer, grab your please. Playing soccer, time to meet. Playing soccer, time to greet. They finna talk a lot, okay? Playing soccer, get the keys. Playing soccer, let's get it. Playing soccer, let's go. Football podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 15 of the Football Feast Extra podcast. This is going to be a Halloween special, so we've got some interesting things lined up today. I'm here with Billy and Baron. How's it going?
Good.
Not bad.
Cool.
I'm waiting for a trick-or-treater to turn up at the door and ruin the podcast.
I've turned all my lights off.
Invite him in, get a guest on.
I don't think I should invite kids to my house.
Yeah, that's a good point. Scratch that. Let's not do that. Disclaimer, I do not condone inviting kids into your house. Do not do that.
Good start.
Yeah,
we can
anyway.
cut that.
No, I'll keep it in. I like to play dangerously. Let's get in.
It's around your house and
Let's get into the games. Let's talk about. We're not going to go into all of them, but there's just a few that stood out. I need to talk about Crystal Palace versus Tottenham. That was the Friday night game. What did you make of that? Like the result?
I always thought Tottenham would win in the end. Someone at work convinced me that Palace might be able to solve the hiccups. Palace might pull something out of the bag, but I just think Tottenham are too strong for teams like Palace, aren't they? They go there, they're full of confidence. Palace haven't scored in a few games. They've only scored 4. I think their top goal scorer's got 4 goals. They've only scored 7 goals all season. I don't think there was going to be any other result there. And I mean, I sort of missed the first half, but I've seen the second half, and I'll see the goals, obviously. And yeah, it was just dominant, wasn't it, from Spurs, really?
I think there's a lot of comparisons with you last year. Because that is a game that they would have went to last year and probably drew, or maybe even lost. And if you go back to Arsenal the season before last, that's a game they would have gone to and drew at Palace.
Yeah, we got thumped by
Friday night or something.
Year before last, we got battered, didn't we? Like 3-0 or something, or 3-1 or something.
Yeah. I think, obviously, at the moment, they're in very good form, aren't they? And form breeds confidence breeds winning, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens when, they do suffer their first loss of the season.
Yeah.
And again, a couple of years ago, when Arteta I think it was his second or third season, he would lose a game, but then lose 3 on the bounce.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Be interesting to see what their mentality is. And their next six games are actually fucking quite hard. Do you know what I mean? I said to someone the other day, if they win 4 out of them 6, they've done well because they've got really difficult games.
Yeah,
and a couple of injuries. That'll be interesting to see what happens if they lose a Maddison for a few weeks.
Mate, if they lose Son, who's going to score goals?
Yeah,
that's the thing. They haven't really replaced Harry Kane, have they? But the thing I would say about Spurs, and I know this might sound a bit silly, but this result, I still don't think they're going to challenge for the league. I still don't think they're going to win the league. But I do think that this result has made me believe a little bit more that they'll be up there, right? You know, I know they've beaten Man United and they've beaten Liverpool. Yeah. But like Billy said, Crystal Palace away on a Friday night under the lights, that is a tough game. You just spelled out all the stats, their top scorer's got 4 goals and they've not scored a goal in X amount of games. Which, when you put it like that, it sounds like, well, Spurs had to win, didn't they? But that is a hard place to go. Selhurst on Friday.
If their winger or fullback or whoever it was could hit the target that night, they probably would have drawn that game because I think he blasted it over the bar from about 7 yards out on the angle. I mean, he's got to be hitting the target from there.
I'll tell you what, though, that centre-back they pull looks a player and a half. That Van de Ven. He's absolutely solid. He's quick, strong,
rapid.
tackle, head. He can do absolutely everything.
Who was he? He was running with someone the other day. I was watching it, and I was like, he ain't I can't remember who. Yeah, I can't remember who he was running with, but I thought to myself, he ain't no snout. Yeah, but he does look. He's fitting in quite well. Have you seen who his dad is?
No,
his dad used to be his dad. I don't know his name, so I should have said a bit more in it. But his dad used to be for the government, 007 style for the government, for the Dutch government. Yeah, and then he was in a TV. Yeah, I was reading it all online. It's like, I mean, not very good undercover anymore, is it? If they're telling everyone online, but
yeah, I mean,
he's
right.
Yeah,
I think though, Tottenham, they had a real good summer. A doji or a doggy, however you say it.
Well, they brought him the year before, didn't they?
Keeper, he looks brilliant. That first game I saw him, I thought, he looks a bit dodge.
Yeah,
he looks brilliant. Good. The centre back Van der Ven looks great. I know Sarr and Basuma are not new signings, but they look like new signings.
Yeah,
Bentancur coming back.
Yeah, like I say, I think a lot of it with them is injury free. You know, and I'm on about their keeper. I'm not on about if like that Ndoggy gets injured, because they have got other players that can probably do maybe not as well as what he's doing, but like if they lose a Maddison or a Song for a month, that could be that. You know, is Richarlison going to play up top and do what Song does? Absolutely not. Like that's we just.
I thought he looked quite good the other day. I thought because I never saw him as a winger. Like when he plays for Brazil, he looks great as a striker.
Yeah.
But I think maybe Premier League's just different. I thought he would play quite well the other day.
Yeah, I mean, it pains me to say they are playing well. And weirdly, I've got one of my old bosses keeps messaging me now all of a sudden. And he's found like the football podcast, and he started. I don't know if he's listening to it or just sees clips of it. But he started messaging me the other day, going, "Oh, we're coming for you." And I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And he did it to me again Friday. I mean, I ain't spoken to the bloke in about 2 years. Now all of a sudden he's messaging me every other day.
What's his name, Baron? What's his name?
His name's Roy. I'm calling you out, Roy.
Right, Roy. I don't invite kids into my house, okay? I don't just target anyone that might be listening.
But you're pushing yourself too much here with this, Andrew. I think we should draw a line under it, right?
But I think one stat that I did see is that apparently no team with this many points has ever not finished in the top four. But Spurs got now.
I think they'll finish top four. I think they'll finish top four.
I'm still not convinced they will. That's how good I think this league is at the moment. Or how, as some people might say, the Farmers League, as Bill's pointed out a couple of times, that like because people still shouting at Aston Villa could do it. You know, you've got Aston Villa. I mean, you've only got 4 spots. You're saying Spurs has definitely got one, yeah? You're both saying that because I'm not convinced they have definitely got one. You know, you smash it.
Arsenal, Spurs definitely will.
You think they're the top 4, and then what? You got Liverpool. Then I still think Newcastle are going to have some sort of say in it.
No.
I was going to ask, where do you think Spurs are going to finish?
Like, top 3. I think top 3. I think
they might get 4th. They might get 4th now.
I think they'll get 4th. No, I think they'll hit 4th.
I still think Arsenal might do it. I still think Arsenal might win it this year. I really do. They look good. They look strong. They've got a bit of edge about them. Declan Rice, they've got to keep Declan Rice fit. Do you know what I mean? They need Declan Rice in that team.
But you think Arsenal are going to win it, but they are behind Tottenham.
Yeah, but I think, but you could say that about any season, couldn't you? Someone has to be somewhere. Like, we were top of the league for most of the season last season. Man City won it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you think Man City are going to win the league? You think Man City are going to win the league?
Oh, no, you're not going to do it. It's literally you last year.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I would say that we had a better squad than Spurs last season. And I think we've got an even better squad than them now. I mean, the reason why we're not above them right now is because we haven't played the exact same games. But if we'd played the same 10 games that Spurs have played, we might be above them, but we haven't. Do you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? There's no way you could say that the results they've got, Arsenal couldn't get. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could say the other way around, couldn't you?
Yeah, I know, but exactly. If they played our games, we might be on the same points. They might have had the same results.
You might have less points.
You might do, but that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. When you're saying, oh, you think Arsenal can win the league, but Spurs are 2 points ahead of you. Well, that's because we haven't played all 38 games yet. Once we've played all 38 games, we'll know who's the better team, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks Man City are going to win the league, but they're also 2 points behind Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're different, aren't they? Man City aren't Arsenal. Man City aren't Man United or Chelsea or Liverpool. Man City are Man City, the best team on the planet.
I just go back a few years ago when Liverpool almost won the league, and then the following year they did win the league. And I'm just sort of basing my theory on that, and that we do look better, and we've now got that experience. I mean, have you seen Spurs' last 5 games of the season? Oh. If it's what I saw, and it is correct, because I've only seen it online, so someone could have fiddled the fixtures and put them like it. But in their last 5 games, they've got Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, I think, in their last 5 games.
they beat you and draw against City, that might win them the league.
It might do, but it might also throw them completely apart, mightn't it?
Maybe, but then if they can take points off the people that are above them
you
or near them at the end of the season...
can't just... Bill, mate, you can't just keep going, maybe. You've got...
You're saying maybe, though.
No, I'm not. I'm saying this is what I think. You're just going, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because we don't know.
I'm putting valid points out.
I can't give a 100% honest answer that Tottenham will win the league, am I? Because they might not. They might not. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm saying they won't.
Brown, whatever his name
you're going, they might do. I'm saying no, they will not. They will not win the league. I think they will be.
That.
I do know that. You can quote me. I know that. 100% Spurs ain't winning the league this season. 100%.
I also didn't say they'd win the league. I said they'll get top 4. I said you won't win the league.
I think we might win the league. I think we might win the league this year. I really do.
I hope we do. I still think it's City, but I think it's going to be. I think it will be City, Arsenal, Liverpool in no particular order. Like I don't know what order, but I think it will be them top 3 and Spurs 4.
Yeah, I mean, what is this saying? People keep talking about Liverpool being dark horses. When did Liverpool become a dark horse? They're a horse. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? They're a top team.
We're not having it this week, all right?
Do you know what I mean? They're a top team. I don't know why people keep going dark horses. Mate, it's Liverpool. They've won everything in the last 10 years or 5 years. They're not dark horses. Everyone knows who they are. But anyway. Yeah. Right, next game, because I think we've talked enough about the scum.
Sorry to any Tottenham fans watching this. Let's go on to Chelsea 0, Brentford 2. Let's have a talk about Chelsea.
That is a game I did watch. I enjoyed that game very much. And I'm going to throw out here and talking about ifs and buts and maybes. How the F we only drew, we went 2-0 down to them. They are awful.
How do they play like they did against you lot? And like they did against Liverpool, first game of the season. And then they go and get spanked by Brentford. How does that happen?
No luck.
Brentford,
you got to admit, without sounding rude, the 2 goals that they scored against Arsenal were lucky goals, weren't they? I mean, one was a handball, penalty, bit of luck. One was a cross, bit of luck, went in. I mean...
And it's like what you just talked about. Arsenal went out and bought experience, Premier League experience. Yeah. But Chelsea did not. You could go through their whole team experience-wise. You've got Thiago Silva, who's got more than anyone. Sterling.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who else is there that's got proven Premier League?
A year.
Yeah, but it's not a lot though, is it?
Yeah.
Nah.
I know you could say like Enzo's World Cup and all that, but it's still not Premier League experience. They're still not up to scratch to the Prem.
Like you just said, it's what I said. I think if you want to get to that top 4, you need to buy sort of within the Prem. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. You will pick up this odd South American from somewhere who is amazing because teams do that. They have lots of good scouts. But you do kind of need to buy from inside the Prem. I mean, Liverpool did it, didn't they? They brought Van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? I suppose Alisson
from Southampton.
Yeah, it's from in the Prem.
From in the Prem?
Yeah.
Why have they bought this Jackson and not just gone and got Tony or Watkins? Or just to Harry Kane before he went to Bayern? Just like, how much do you want? I'll pay you.
Yeah.
Just why buy some 22-year-old?
And why buy so many of them?
Yeah.
I mean, it must be a nightmare for Pochettino, mustn't it?
It must be a nightmare.
He must pick the team, but I mean, it's hard to pick the team from 30-odd players, isn't it?
But you know what? On that point, right? I know it's slightly different situations, but that what's his name? The Forest manager, he's had to do pretty much the same thing because he's had players coming in and out of Forest, and they're doing all right. Like I know they're not challenging, but they survived and they were not favourites to go down last season.
Yeah, I ain't really got the answer for it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know the answer.
If I did, bought a couple of proven Premier League players. You ain't telling me that they couldn't have bought Højbjerg from Spurs, who is 10 times a player fucking Conor Gallagher is.
Oh yeah, agreed.
He's so bad at football.
Do you know what? I just think he what's like a bunny rabbit in headlight or cat in headlights or whatever it is, mate. He just runs at people, doesn't he? Flies in and gets booked, and then sort of touches his hair and looks at the ref and is like, mate, play football.
But what's that thing I sent you the other day?
I don't know. You sent me a lot of things.
Hold on, right,
What?
here it is. I got it right. So Brentford have now won more Premier League games
Oh,
at
yeah.
Stamford Bridge than Chelsea since April.
Oh, that's so bad.
So from April to December,
horrific.
Brentford have won more games at Stamford Bridge than Chelsea have.
That's horrific.
But I mean,
Chelsea have
we
won
pick,
one game at home since April.
I mean,
Who
we
was that
just
again?
pick on Chelsea.
Wasn't that Luton that they beat?
That was away.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
away, weren't they?
Was
That
that
was
away?
away. That was at
away?
Luton, wasn't it?
Oh, it might
That
have
was
been.
at Luton, wasn't it? But I mean, we just pick on Chelsea all the time, don't we? They're just an easy target at the moment, and
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're playing bad, I mean, don't worry, we're going to get onto Man United in a bit, and then they won't feel so bad. But, I mean,
Yeah.
Chelsea. I mean, they did play well against Arsenal. Like, I know their goals were quite fluky, but they were really impressive. Like the way they pressed.
In the first half of the Chelsea Brentford game, Chelsea played really well. They just don't score. They just don't have a striker. They don't play with a striker. Their best player is that Cole Palmer, isn't he? Really, he's the one that actually looks like something.
Yeah,
Sterling. Go on.
Just to confirm, Chelsea's last home was Luton.
It was.
It was Luton.
Christ.
That's what I mean.
No, hold on. I don't think.
I thought Luton was away, but
No, that's not right. Because then they beat Fulham in July. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's the wrong stat. I've just said Sky Sports put it out, but it says here that they played Luton at home.
Was one a cup?
And their win before that was Fulham in the Premier League, which was only July. So I don't know where they've got that stat from.
Still not good, is it? Like, all right, still not good. No. Okay, let's move on from Chelsea then. I just wanted to mention Liverpool winning 3-0 against Forest, mainly because they had to do it without Luis Diaz. Obviously, what happened with him, he couldn't play because his parents got kidnapped, apparently.
Madness, isn't
it?
He's had better Sundays.
Yeah.
Imagine waking up to that news.
Yes. I mean, as far as I know, his mum's all right. They're just trying to get his dad.
Hold on.
That's all right.
Hold on.
Don't worry about it.
I was just giving the news.
That stat is right, by the way. That was the summer series. I was looking at the Fulham game, so the stat is correct. They've only won one home game, and it was Luton. But yeah, back to Diaz's parents getting kidnapped.
Doesn't happen every day of the week, does it?
No.
I can't believe he couldn't just stomach up the courage to play a game for me.
But to be fair, like, what is he going to do about it? What's he done?
I did make a bit of an untasteful joke at work, and I will say it again because I did think it was funny. But I mean, why is his parents still living in South America? Surely he's shifted them over to a nice fucking 10-bedroom house in Liverpool somewhere.
I've seen a lot of people say that actually. That I mean, I get it. A lot of people, they might not want to leave because if they've grew up there, that's where their life is. They probably don't want to leave.
Yeah,
but,
they speak no different other language.
Yeah,
maybe. A nice house there, haven't they?
Well, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's why they've been kidnapped, didn't they? Because he can pay the ransom money.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
did someone say his mum's been released or something? His mum's not there.
Yeah, the mum. They got the mum back. How they got the mum back, I don't know. But they're still looking for the dad. Well, they were yesterday anyway. I don't know. I haven't really had Sky Sports News on today, so I don't really know.
Didn't a couple of people get killed over it as well? Like, I think I'm sure I saw that.
All I saw was yesterday afternoon, morning yesterday, was that like literally the whole army was involved, the government was involved, everyone is literally. And I thought, wow, that's mad, isn't it? But I suppose he's a bit of a cult hero out there, I suppose, isn't he?
Gotta be, ain't he?
Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to like James Rodriguez and like Falcao and that, but like he's probably the most well-known Colombian footballer at the moment, isn't he? At the biggest club.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, they probably love him out there, don't they? I bet everyone is searching for his dad.
Yeah.
But hopefully they get him back.
Yeah, I do hope that.
Because I've got him in my dream team, and I don't want to transfer him out because I see it's a bit of a waste, to be honest. Transfer him out because his dad's been kidnapped. Like, what the fuck is that about?
I mean, we were transferring people out last season because obviously games were cancelled because of the Queen dying. So, like, strange things happen in fantasy football.
True. God rest his soul.
Good win for Liverpool though. Talking about the football, Darwin Núñez got a goal and an assist. Looks like he's stepping up. Time to put him back in, maybe.
Did anyone see his miss in the Europa League the other day?
When he
then everyone was saying, what an assist, because he still scored, didn't they?
Yeah.
Would he get an assist for that on fantasy? He can't get an assist for that, can he?
I think it would have gone down as an assist, like if it was in Premier League, obviously.
Must have been. Because if he shot and the keeper saved it, then it was still an assist, isn't it? So yeah, it must have been.
I don't know.
Shades of Torres, when he was going for a bad patch.
Yeah.
Chelsea, when he took it past Man United, weren't it? I was playing.
He put it wide.
Hadn't scored in ages and was just took it around the keeper. All he had to do was just roll it in the net, spanked it wide.
It was that bad. I didn't see it right because I didn't watch the game on Thursday night or whatever. But when I went to work on Friday, one of the lads got in the car and he went to me straight away. He went, "Did you see that Nunes miss?" I went, "How? Is it bad?" He went, "When I say open goal," I mean, he hadn't even. The bloke hadn't even said morning to me yet. He just got in the car and went, "Please tell me it's Darwin that miss." I was like, "No, what miss?" He was like, "Wait there." He's got it up on his phone straight away. I was like, "Wow."
Because it's not like one of them ones, where people miss from literally the goal line, but it's been whipped across. It's been whipped across.
Like, comes off their shin or something.
Yeah, they haven't sorted their feet out just in time. He is he's through on goal. He's got time. He could stop for a second if he wanted
Take
to.
A touch.
Look around and still put it in the net. His reaction was pretty good though.
It's probably harder to hit the post than it was to stop.
100%.
Well,
if he aimed to hit the post, he wouldn't have done it.
I tried to big him up, but Barron and Billy have emphatically torn him back down again. Maybe don't put him in your dream teams because he can't score.
I didn't him for ages. To be fair.
Yeah, now he's playing. We've taken him out.
Yeah, well, we moved on.
Talking of moving on, we're going to get on to Man United, Man City, the last game of the weekend. This is the one we wanted to talk about. How bad are Manchester United?
I'll say one thing quickly, right? How the hell has that guy still got a job? I do not understand. He is absolutely shocking. He is terrible manager. The man should have left as soon as he sacked the best player on the planet.
I mean, you've got to look at him, right? You've got to look at him. And it must be up there with the worst ever Man United starts to a season, hasn't it? You don't really hear about it. But they've played 10 games. They've won 5 and lost 5.
I think it has to be. Has to be.
We're not even, we're almost halfway through a season. He's already lost 5 games. He's lost half the games. So, and he ain't even played some big teams yet. They've still got to play Liverpool, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're not a big team.
No. Nah, but, on paper. Aston Villa?
Chelsea.
Yeah, Aston Villa. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Wolves?
Newcastle?
Newcastle yet? I don't think they've played them yet.
Yeah, no, they haven't.
I mean, they played Arsenal.
I don't understand.
Have they played Brentford? Oh.
A lot of United fans are still saying that he's an all right manager and they want to keep him. How? I don't get it. I just don't understand.
No, I don't.
Did you see?
I mean, have you seen? Go on.
Did you see what he said in his pre-match interview about the Johnny Evans decision?
No, I didn't, but someone told me about this. Go on, tell me what it was again.
So he said that he put Johnny Evans in instead of Rafael Varane for tactical reasons. I don't know what reasons it possibly could be.
What I'm going to do, and I'm not being rude here, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to bench my World Cup winner and play him a Northern Irish international instead.
Last season.
Who's 35 years old. He's the same age as Micah Richards, and he's sitting in the freaking commentary box.
I don't understand. Like, I really, really don't understand. Please, Man United fans, can you tell me why you like Ten Hag? Why he got rid of the best player in the world?
Do you know what? As well,
player on the planet, he just fucked off. Do
you know what I don't understand? Right, talking about going back to the Harry Kane thing again, and why Chelsea didn't sign him. Why didn't Man United sign him? How much did they spend on that Hodland or whatever the bloke from Wish?
72 million, I think it was.
Haaland from Wish. Yeah, how much did they spend on him? You're telling me that
bad for him, right? Because you can tell he is a good player. He is a good player.
I think he looks good.
But he's just so raw at the moment. Like his positioning and his runs and stuff are just not up to scratch. They'll get there, He's quick, he's strong, can hit like both-footed. He'll be fine, but he's not now. Like you said, Tony, Kane, Watkins, all better options.
Oh, mate, massively better options. Massively. It's weird, isn't it? And I remember, like, when they were talking about the Harry Kane situation, they were saying, "Oh, Man United can't afford it. Man United can't afford." You're telling me that they couldn't afford, like, to find another like 25 million to buy Harry Kane?
Yeah, they could afford him if they really wanted him.
Mate, I just don't understand it. How much has he spent on Anthony?
Yeah,
mate, that guy's an embarrassment to football. He's fucking awful.
One for you, Baron. I saw something.
Sancho?
Yeah, I saw something about Anthony. Who was the bigger flop, Anthony or Pepe?
Mate, Pepe wasn't even a flop. He just gets thrown out with the flop. The bloke scored more goals. What was that one? More goals. He's got more goals and assists than Sancho and someone else put together. Probably is Anthony.
It probably is Anthony.
He's got more goals and assists than... Mate, the problem with Pepe is, right, and people often forget this, right, that a lot of the deal and a lot of the money was done down on games played and competitions won. And I'm pretty sure if he played like another couple of games for Arsenal would have had to pay out another 25 million. They didn't want to do that, so they sold him. They got rid of him because they didn't want to pay the extra money. You know, people say, "Oh, he cost you 85 million or whatever." No, he didn't. He cost us 30 million to start with. Then we had to pay instalments, and then we had other figures. I mean, we obviously made a massive loss on him because we did let him go for basically free. But he was on big wages, and obviously we had to pay a lot more money out to keep him, if that makes sense. So they cut their losses and got rid of him. But I actually don't mind him. I've never minded him. But yeah, they just overspent massively on him.
You know, another strange signing for Man United, this Amrabat.
Yes.
So bang average. Absolutely bang average.
I mean, you lot both like football. You've into football, you've liked it. When do these top Premier League clubs loan players? I know Arsenal did it with Odegaard. It does happen, but it's weird. You're a top player, like club. You should be loaning players. You should be buying them. They like
for West Ham. Amrabat.
Nah, I think that's a different one.
Is it a different one? He's not good, is he? He's an bang average football player.
Well, he looked even worse when he got subbed off the other day or yesterday.
I just don't understand some of the signings that.
I mean, what's happened to Mason Mount? He looked like a half decent player at one point.
What point? When he was at Derby?
well, I don't know.
He was good for Chelsea when he came back.
I mean, he won the Champions League at Chelsea and was pretty good, wasn't he? You know, I mean, and then it's just like the last couple of years, he's just been downhill, isn't it?
It's just bad. Rashford is absolutely awful. Why aren't they playing Garnacho? Garnacho is like, I'd rate that guy massively. Every time he comes on, something happens.
Well, he's direct, doesn't he? Runs at the players. Mate, and again, I've said it 100 times, I'll say it again. Whoever's decision was to fuck the Gea off for Onana. All right, Onana played very well yesterday, I thought. He actually kept him in the game, if you could say they were in the game.
Yeah, aside from Haaland was a good one.
Yeah, but I mean, whose idea was that to get rid of him, for him?
Yeah, but then there was another one, weren't he? When he kind of he went to save it and he just hit it, and the ball just... It's only because Maguire was there that wasn't a goal.
Well, to be fair, the third goal, he sort of parried it straight out to Haaland anyway, didn't he? I mean, probably a bit unlucky that, but do you know what I mean? But he did make some good saves.
I wanted to ask you about the penalty. Like, it's a very weird. Like, it's not one you often see given. Do you think it was a penalty?
Soft.
It's soft, but it's a pen. You can't do that. And
there's no difference between that one and the one from Arsenal on Højlund. Actually, the Arsenal one is worse.
It's not from a free kick, though, is it? It's not from a free kick, though, is it?
But what does that matter?
No, anyway, don't worry about it. But it happened last season in the Arsenal-Newcastle game. Dan Burn pulls whoever it is the Arsenal player down, doesn't get given. And that was worse. Because that's in the same instant as well. That was at a corner / free kick, whatever it was. Pulls him down, doesn't get given. But, I mean... I just think you've got to be a bit cleverer. You say, he's raw, isn't he? It was that Hodlund or whatever his name is, gave it away. You know, he's not thinking. You know, and Rodri's got fucking tons of experience. Yeah, it was soft, but I mean, I don't think they can moan about it given against them. And it didn't cost them the game, did it? Let's be honest. They were always gonna. Yeah.
One more thing about Man United, right? One of the worst signings of all time in Premier League history has to be Anthony Martial. What?
Yeah.
How much does he get paid? How much does he get paid?
They don't play him. He sits on the bench. He comes on for like the last. Mate, what was the point of subbing him and was it Anthony on at the same time? Like about 5 minutes ago, Anthony came on, just tried to kick everyone. Bruno Fernandes again is just a disgrace to football, mate. He's a shocking person. I mean, Roy Keane. No, who was it? It was Gary Neville said it in the commentary box. He was like, "You ain't fooling no one, mate. You're running around trying to hurt people." And then he got hurt himself, and I was sitting there laughing my head off.
Did you see what Roy Keane said?
That thing that you sent? Yeah.
He's opposite every. Do you know what? And I thought that because I thought I've said that. Mate, if he was my captain, I'd want out of the club because I'd be like, this ain't thing. I'd rather Maguire be captain. And do you know what? Maguire was the one doing more of the talking as well. He was going up to the ref, going, "Ref, what's this about?" Blah, blah. Fucking Bruno Fernandes goes up, wags his little finger, mate, you little rat face, just fuck off.
All he does is moan. All he does is moan and whine and cry. Yeah. Like
and that's on 10
you were supposed to lead
for doing that. Like
mate, that clock again. I think they need to start again. Like I would sell Bruno Fernandes. I know people might because he's a good player, but it's just there's so much whining and so much rubbish that goes with it. Do you know what I mean? Like
he's not good enough to put up with the other side of his game. Like that's the thing. He's
not
good enough.
I mean, he might have been in the first 6 months when he'd done all them goals and assists that he was doing, but the last 2 years he's been bang average. You wouldn't say he was better than any, you know. What Maddison's done this season is 10 times what he's done.
Yeah, Maddison's
I just go back to the Ronaldo thing. You've got rid of the best player on the planet, who still scored a shitload of goals, didn't he? He came in at the age of 37, 38.
Didn't he score 20 Premier League goals that season when no one else did nothing for Man United?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
When he had,
you've got like the leader of all leaders. Like if you want to follow anyone, you follow Cristiano Ronaldo. Like mentality-wise,
build a team around him,
Bruno Fernandes. And now you've got Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. You build the team around Ronaldo, don't you? You do, don't you? You just build the team around Ronaldo. Whether you like him, I mean, I work with people sometimes that I don't like. You get on with it because it's work. Do you know what I mean? It's just life. Yeah. I do the podcast with two people I don't particularly like. I get on with it.
We have to do it. We turn up every Monday.
Every Monday, we do it. We chat for an hour and a half, and we move on.
Even Billy has to drink his way through it.
Invite his children round on Halloween. You know what I mean? And we're here dealing with it.
Dedication, that is.
But also, just one thing, that stat that I said earlier on, that they have now lost as many games as Sir Alex Ferguson lost in his whole tenure in 26 years as Man United manager.
Yeah.
And what they've done in 10 years.
Yeah, that's mad.
They're literally ruining the man's legacy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Everything he built, they are literally...
Yeah, they're taking it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's move on now to the fun part of the episode, the Halloween special not combined 11, the 11s. Halloween names of football players all forced into a team. Some of these are awful, but I'm sure it'll give us a good laugh. We've gone 4-4-2, I think. Has everyone got 4-4-2?
Yeah.
I've got a team. But yeah.
I've got 5-side team.
It is 4-4-2, sort of.
Right. They just don't play in the right positions.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So, mine are a bit. Mine don't. I mean, it's a bit loose. But let's start.
I actually think I've got a.
You got an alright team.
I think. I mean, teams are right, but I think I've got a player in every position.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Go on then. Let's start with the goalkeeper then. Who did you go with in the end?
Go on, Bear. Oh, you go me first.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of one. I couldn't think of one, so I went for it's the shittest one ever. Casper Schmeichel.
I didn't even think of that.
I don't mind that. That's all right. That's not too bad.
The friendly ghost Schmeichel.
Okay. Well, I went for. I can't even believe I'm doing this.
I know what you went for.
Better check under your bed. That's one for you, Andrew.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, so we've got Petr Cech under your bed and Casper Schmeichel. So I'm quite proud of this one. It's probably going to go down like a lead balloon, but I thought this was quite good. I've gone with Martin Skeletonberg. Martin Skeletonberg, the Fulham goalkeeper. I thought it was quite inventive.
Oh, it's going to be a long night, people. It's going to be a long night.
Maybe I need to start drinking.
Yeah.
All right, Baron, who's your left back?
My left back, right, this is where it goes a bit out of position, but he did play left back. So I've just gone for Gareth Bell me out.
What? Gareth Bale me?
Bell me out.
Gareth Bale me out. Okay.
That's enough.
Yeah, I think these are a bit targeted. I feel a bit targeted tonight.
Hey, you know, if it was targeted, it's them kids that come around yours at Halloween.
I'll go next. This player didn't. I don't think actually played left back. He played on the other side, but I really struggled for left back. I've gone with Glenn Johnson. Glenn Johnson.
Yeah, I did see that one somewhere.
I struggled.
Yeah.
Go on, Billy. Who's your left back?
So I've actually got a left back. Hear me out here, right?
You win.
Satan Baines.
I quite like that.
Do you know what I actually did have, but I changed it because I thought Gareth Bale me out was better. I had Lathan Brains.
Oh god, yeah. No,
At one point,
I like Satan Baines. I think that's quite a good one. All right, let's go over to the right back then. I guess I'll go first this time. This feels like a bit of a cop-out one, but it's Pablo Zabaleta. Zabaleta.
Zombieletta. Not bad, not bad.
Zabaleta. Baron, do you want to go next?
I've got another awful one. I've got Carl Walker alone. Walker alone. Never walk alone. Carl Walker alone.
Could have had Walking Dead, or
That's what I was thinking of. That's sort of what I was going on, but I went with that instead because I just didn't know, mate. I'll tell you, I weren't very good at this.
All right, Billy, who was your right back?
So I've gone for Gary Devil.
Yeah, okay.
I think Billy's
Who's that
winning so far. Yeah, I quite like that one. Okay, Baron, let's have your two centre backs.
Right, my first centre back is Daniel.
Okay.
And just like the rest of them, I've gone for John Terrible.
Oh, I thought about that one. I did think John Terror. Oh, John Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, Billy, do you want to go next? See if you can top that.
Yeah, well, I've also gone for John Terry, right? But I've gone for John Terrified.
Yeah.
And he is partnered by Rio Ferdinand.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
so
good.
I had Rio Ferdinand in my head, and I was trying to work out what I could change it to. I couldn't work it out.
You just don't come to
that one.
That's good.
I like that.
So I don't think mine are as good, but I've gone Martin Skrtel. Martin Skrtel for Liverpool, and I've gone Final Destination for Sylvain Distin.
Yeah, I see that one somewhere. I did think, that's quite good. I like that
one.
Yeah.
I've just realised I've got a whole English back four.
I've just got terrible.
It beats Southgate's England team.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move into midfield. Billy, do you want to go with your right winger?
Right, this is where my positioning gets a bit dodgy, but he probably played there at some point in his life. I've gone for Wesley Spider.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't really know him as a right winger, but yeah.
That's still a good one. I didn't think of that.
Probably at some point.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, who's your right winger?
Well, this is actually just a simple one that actually I thought did go, and I went for Hulk.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
It's a simple. People dress up as the Hulk, didn't they? Yeah. So I went for Hulk.
It's still better than mine. I mean, I know I've sort of used this one already, but I'm going to go again. I've got Charles and Zombia. Charles and Zombia.
Oh, you can't keep using the same words, mate.
I've only used Zombie twice in the whole team, but I couldn't think of another one, so I went for Charles and Zombia.
You ain't seen my left mid yet.
We're about to see it now, Baron. Who's your left mid?
Well, you've heard of the movie, ain't you? Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
So I went for Son of the Dead.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
hell.
That's terrible. That's actually terrible.
What?
Although mine's not much better. Mine's not much better. So mine's not better at all. All right. So I've gone for Daniel James. Daniel. Yeah. Red balloon. Billy. Who was your left
Well,
winger?
you've taken the left midfielder and you've used it as your right midfielder. I've gone for Charles and Zombie.
Yeah. I googled it. He played on both wings apparently, so it's acceptable to have him.
Acceptable.
Yeah. We get to the two strikers. I guess I'll go first with my
What about
first one.
midfielders?
Centre mids.
Two centre mids.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Don't let this game end too soon.
I'll go first then with my two midfielders. So you already know one of them because I mentioned it to you earlier. I've gone with Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes, yeah. And then the other one I've gone with Tim Ream, Fulham player. I thought that was all right.
Who's centre back?
Is he centre back?
He's midfielder, isn't he?
This is centre back, I
He's
think.
definitely a centre back.
I like it, but I'm sure he's a centre back.
He's a midfielder now, anyway.
Oh, we're meant to hold a fucking football show. Right, so shall I go next? Because I quite like that too, actually.
Go on then.
So I went for Charlie Adams' Family.
I was torn.
Nice,
I like
actually.
that one.
I like that one.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. And I went for Frankenstein Lampard.
Yeah, it's another good one. That's good.
So
Billy?
mine, I've gone grave theme. My centre mid.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Uh,
I've gone for Thomas Graverson,
Yeah. And I can guess the next
And-
one.
Stephen Graveyard.
And you've got a zombie on the wing, so you've got this nice zombie theme.
Nice little ring.
That's quite good. Baron, do you want to go with your first striker?
Yeah, because I like this one.
Go on then.
Ready?
Go on then.
Bit like my Daniel. This is
I know you can't. I crossed him out. I had him, but I didn't go with him. That's a good one. I like that one.
I just wanted it for sound effects. Oh, she's going to walk in a minute and go, "What are you doing?"
Eddie, who's your first striker?
So I've gone for Erling Haaland.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's good. I like that. I thought of Haaland. I couldn't think of a name. So my first striker is Robin van Persie.
Yeah. I like it.
See what I did there? Yeah.
I couldn't have him in my team. What?
Billy, do you want to go for your second striker?
This is my favourite one. I've gone for Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
I got him as well.
I did see that. I did see that when I was having a little time. I went for Michael Oman.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, Michael Owen. Yeah, and
I did.
Ibrahimovic as well.
Did anyone do a manager?
I thought of one.
No.
Well, I saw one. I'll say I'm going to take credit for it. So I'll go with Gerard Goulier because that's the one I saw.
Oh yeah, nice. I didn't do one, so I'm not going to try and make one on the spot.
I'll take Baron's Frankenstein Lampard.
Yeah, you can have Frankenstein Lampard. Yeah.
I'll go with Pep Goulier.
You should have nicked his Stephen Graveyard. You could have nicked each other's.
Oh yeah, I did figure that. Oh my god, is that over? Please tell me that's over.
Yeah. No, you got subs.
It's over.
I did the subs.
The viewers will be glad to know there's no subs. That is over. But
we will. Sorry about
that. We'll put it
Wait,
We apologise.
if you can think of any names, Adam.
It's so hard to do without using Google because it's yeah.
To be fair, I think you can tell the ones that are made up and the ones that are Google quite simple, kind of.
And you could probably tell all mine were Google.
I think I had 3 that were mine. The rest were Google. Okay, so before we move on to the tweets that we wanted to discuss, we're going to talk a little bit about Lionel Messi winning the Ballon d'Or, or well, so Fabrizio Romano has reported. Yeah, apparently it's a conclusion.
You can't really. The thing is, with the Ballon d'Or, it's voted by the players, isn't it? Am I right in saying that? Is it the players that vote for it?
I think it's
captains, isn't it? Captains and managers.
Yeah,
yeah, so.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can see why he's
It's a lot of journalists as well, though. I think journalists.
I can see why he's won it. Do you know what I mean? He did win the World Cup. You know, he did win the French League. I mean, I still think Erling Haaland probably deserves it because of what he... I know people keep going, "Oh, it's not about goals." Well, I'm not even talking about his goals. I'm talking about what he won this season.
Yeah, won the treble.
Yeah, he won the treble in his first year in the what we call the hardest league in the world. I can see why Messi got it. It's a farewell thing as well, isn't it? But
see, my thing with everyone saying Haaland just scores goals, right? But that's his job in football.
I know, yeah.
He can't become Messi. Like he's not going to take 8 players on. It doesn't make him.
That's not his job. That's not his. Yeah, that's not his thing, is it? That's not his style. He's not. I'm sure he can do it.
Being the best player, so they've got to have like some kind of thing. What does that mean then? The best player?
Yeah.
Because Haaland, you can't. The guy's scored ridiculous amount of goals. So that's his job. That's him as a football player.
Mm.
I get it because obviously you don't give it defenders, do you, for keeping this amount?
You never do, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah,
I don't think it's wrong.
The thingy.
I mean, who would you pick then? If you right now best player in the world or best player from last year? Because remember, this is from January to December, isn't it? It's not a season; it's the year.
See, the best player is hard because if you're doing the best actual football player, it's going to be Messi or Ronaldo every year, isn't it? Because they are the best football players. But for job wise, no one's going to mention Rodri.
Yeah,
what's the season he had?
Yeah, again, just won the treble. Holding midfielder.
He ain't going to do 8 step overs and take 12 people on, even though there's only 11 on the field, and score a goal. It doesn't make him not a good player or not one of the best players because that's his role in football. So I don't really understand what's the criteria. I don't get it.
Yeah. I think Cannavaro won it as a centre back when Italy won the World Cup in 2000 and whatever year it was 6. Yeah, I think he got it.
Peter Schmeichel come second once, I think.
Maybe I don't know.
I'm sure Peter Schmeichel.
I mean, it's basically been strikers ever since the land of time, isn't it? Really. Which I do get because strikers win your games, they score your goals. But yeah, I mean, I do think it's harsh that like defenders and that don't even get a look in. They should probably do their own defender one, shouldn't they? I know they do the goalkeeper one, don't they? They do the Yashin Trophy now.
Yeah, you got to have a look. They got to tell us what the criteria is.
Your best mates on the Yashin shortlist.
Who?
Aaron Ramsdale.
Fucking hell, I don't even play for his club.
I did sit there and I looked at it earlier because I see a thing come up earlier. I don't even know why it was on. It was on the Arsenal website. It came up on the phone and it said, don't forget to back our 5 players in the Ballon d'Or. And I was thinking, 5 players in the Ballon d'Or? I thought it was only like 3 of them. But like Saka's been nominated, isn't he? And I think Odegaard, and then a couple of the women have been voted for it as well, for the women's side one. And then it come up saying that Ramsdale's been voted for the Yashin Trophy.
Who would you have, Andrew? Like if you was picking right now who the best player of last year was, January to January, who would you go for?
For me, it'd be Haaland. I think
I would also go Haaland.
The goals he scored, and obviously for what he's won, and his goals. I mean, his goals won City the treble. Like, I know that obviously anyone in that City team could probably, like Rodri, definitely a contender as well. But for me, it's Haaland because he broke so many records. Like it's never been done before. The amount of goals he scored in the Premier League. So for me, it'd be Haaland.
Like, they got to tell us the criteria. If it is just purely for the best player, what does that mean? What does the best player mean?
Well, Modric won it. I mean, Modric won it, and I don't agree with the Modric winning it. Like
Ronaldo should have won it that year. There's no doubt about it.
Or what about the COVID year when Lewandowski, I know, going back to a striker, but he scored what was it, like 80 goals in that season or something stupid?
Yeah.
Didn't get it.
I think
Benzema won it, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? It's just, I don't know, it's one of them, isn't it?
Because if it's the best footballer, Ronaldinho, like, he would win it every year when he was playing, because he was the best footballer, skill-wise, on the planet. So I think there's got to be a bit clearer. Like, there's different roles for different footballers. It doesn't mean you're any worse.
I'd like to see it split down now and have like a goal. Well, obviously they don't have a goal, but like a defender, a midfielder, and a striker one. I mean, they could keep the Ballon d'Or, couldn't they? But it'd be nice to see one across the whole competition. Do you know what I mean? So defenders do get recognised, and midfield get recognised, and then strikers get recognised because Rodri probably would win it, wouldn't he? Because he did so well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not surprised Messi's won it. I can see why he's won it, but I personally think Haaland should have probably have got it.
Yeah, I agree. If I was voting now, I'd say Haaland.
Yeah. So.
And if I'm voting next year, I'm already voting for Jude Bellingham.
What a player!
Yeah, what a player he is. Another 2 goals for him in the Classico, like insane. Just
with a 93rd minute winner, wasn't it as well?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
he's just.
Did you see his first goal?
Job and Jude next year, ain't it?
Well, I haven't, but I've heard.
Screamers.
I have heard it was an absolute banger.
It was a banger.
Like Real Madrid's midfield next year would be Job and Jude.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I think I said that to you, didn't I? That they've sent scouts out.
Bellingham brothers.
Imagine that.
Mental.
That'd be mad, wouldn't it?
2 Bellingham family.
2 brothers playing for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's ever happened.
Well, I don't know. I started Project Highland last night with Henry. Started getting kick a ball around. My 18-month-old son, got to pick the ball up. Think he might be more of a goalkeeper. He kept picking it up and throwing it at me. I was like, oh, it's not that bright.
Got time.
Just like his old man.
Yeah, that's it. Oh dear.
Right.
Baron, strong James.
We're going to move on to the last part of the podcast. I've picked some tweets from over the weekend that people have put out about things in the football world, and I just thought we'd go through them, just discuss them a little bit. We are going to be going back to sort of Man United a lot because that's what everyone was talking about over the weekend. So sorry, Man United fans, you might want to cover your ears one more time. The first tweet I've got here is from Fiego. Manchester United today was one of the most soulless performances I've seen this year, and that in a derby. I'd be pissed off like crazy if I was a United fan, and at some point we'll also have to question Ten Hag's transfer strategy. So I know we mentioned transfer strategy a little bit ago, but is that what is stopping Man United? Is it the transfers? Like, is that the big problem? Is that why United are performing the way they are?
No.
No, I'm not convinced because they've got some of them players are the best players. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's brought certain players bad. I've said Anthony just looks like a joke, and that Hodlund's unfortunate. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He don't really look like he's Premier League standard. But I mean, they did buy Varane. They've brought Casemiro. They've got Martinez. So I mean, they've got 2 World Cup winners. World Cup winners.
Varane bought under Solskjaer.
Yeah, but it don't really matter. They're talking about buying players, is he?
Ten Hag.
Yeah, I mean, someone's doing it, no? Someone's telling him to buy a player. I mean, the idea of buying Johnny Evans, I don't know if that was like a message to the board saying, give me more money or what, but that was ridiculous.
Amrabat as well. I mean, Anthony.
Anthony,
the thing I would say is the transfers have been terrible, but he's got a good team there with world-class players in. That should not be where they are.
Mate, I know, don't get me wrong, I know Man City beat teams. And you know, I said this to the bloke I work with this morning. Arsenal normally get a pasting once a season. We normally lose 3 or 4-0 to a team a season. We always have done. You know, normally it's Man City, sometimes it's Liverpool. But it happens once a season. It feels like it just happens all the time to Man United. Like last year, they lost 4-0 to Brentford, 7-0 to Liverpool. You know, they're just
6-2, 6-3 to City.
Yeah, 6-3 to City as well. Like, do you know what I mean? The year before that, they lost 6-1 to Spurs at home.
Yeah.
It seems like it happens a lot. And I'll be honest with you, when Man City, like I say a bit like with Arsenal, when Arsenal play Man City, I always think, well, we ain't going to get nothing out of this game. Like, literally yesterday, I never saw Man United doing anything yesterday. I went out for lunch and said to like my nephew who's well into football and my dad, said, mate, that's going to be like 3-4-0. And it was. And it probably should have been more. They're just awful. They're just awful.
Yeah, I'll say what I said earlier. How I don't understand why Man United fans are still behind him. I don't get it. I really don't understand. He's shit.
Well,
he's literally dog shit.
I think from a few more of these tweets, I don't think all United fans are behind him. We'll move on to the next one. And this is the one I really wanted to talk about because I didn't realise the statistics were this bad. So Mike has said, Jose Mourinho, 6 losses in 17 games, sacked. Ten Hag, 7 losses in 14. If Mourinho was sacked for footballing reasons, Ten Hag should go tonight. That was the tweet.
He's not wrong. Mike's right. I agree with him.
I didn't realise.
Bang on right.
I should have sent it to you earlier, but I see Solskjaer's last 20 think it was 25 games, and Ten Hag's last 25 games. Even though Ten Hag has won more games than Solskjaer did in them 25, he's actually lost double the amount Solskjaer did in his last 25 games. It's just Solskjaer drew a lot.
What do you think?
I said it a few months ago. There is no difference between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ten Hag. There is none.
I said it to. I think you said it to me, Bill, but I said it to someone that I play football with. That I actually think they've gone backwards. And he went, "How?" I went, well, you finished second under Solskjaer, didn't you? You struggled to finish fourth last year, and you've spent another 500 million.
Ten Hag is an angry little egotistical man who has no idea what he's doing. This is a personal attack on that bald-headed little prick. You're shit. I don't know why people still like you. Like, I don't know how Man United fans still are sticking up for him. He's shit.
They just get their Norwich scarves out, don't they? Start swinging around saying Glazer's out. Glazer's out. That's all they ever do. Boring, mate. Sort it out, United fans.
It's got nothing to do with on-field performances. You've got a team there that should be in the top four.
Mate, if my owners spent 250 million every season, I'd be more than happy with them. I don't care where the money comes from. If it comes through the club or out of the club or however they're fiddling it, wouldn't bother me if they're spending 250 million a season.
No.
Would not bother me. At the end of the day, they're businessmen, aren't they? I know that people saying they borrowed money, but mate, the fact is that your club's still running, isn't it? Your club's never been in jeopardy. It's not, all right, it's in debt, but it's not in debt. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to suddenly go bankrupt, are they? They're a well-oiled machine. Stop blaming the owners.
I would say that there's at least 15 better managers than Ten Hag in the Premier League.
Name them.
All of them, apart from the Sheffield United manager. There's 18.
Let's move on to the next one. Sorry, Man United fans, it's a little bit more of a battering, but I've tried to get a different perspective on it for this one. To get a reminder, this is General Pushkin has said this, so yeah. To get a reminder of the impact a manager makes, take a look at Spurs. Sold Harry Kane, their main striker, with 20 plus goals every season, and they're top of the league after 10 games. I don't see what Ten Hag is doing. So United
basically just been saying that.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I didn't know what you were going to say when I prepared the tweets.
That's because Ange, you can tell he's a proper man manager. He's a likeable guy.
Do you know what? I was just about to say that. Even though I don't want to like him, his interviews are actually well funny. Did you see the one he did after the Crystal Palace game?
He
put the mic down. He went, "Hold on, I've got to go and watch Man City now." And put the mic down and walked away.
But what happens when you get a manager like that? Then players will run through a brick wall for that guy now.
Oh, yeah,
will do anything for him. They ain't playing for Ten Hag, not one bit.
No.
Playing for Ten Hag.
It's embarrassing, mate.
You can't be that much of a dick, but be a shit manager. Mourinho's a dick, but he's absolutely elite manager.
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson was a dick, but world-class elite manager. Ten Hag's a dick, and he's average as fuck.
He's just at a big club, and I wouldn't even call him a big club anymore. I really wouldn't.
Oh, they are.
They're a brand, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a brand. They're not a big club. They're a brand. They're not a big club anymore. You can't call yourself a big club when you haven't challenged for a title in 10 years, and you're not winning in it, and you're struggling to finish fourth. Do you know what I mean? You're just your brand.
No, his problem is when he was at Ajax, what did he have? 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids that he could bully.
Probably. They were scared of him.
They were kids and they wanted to prove themselves anyway. Like, anyone can win the league with Ajax. I know they're doing really shit now. I think they're bottom of the league, aren't they?
They're in the
5 points.
Yeah.
They're bottom.
But for the last 10 years, you should be able to win a league with Ajax, shouldn't you? It's not hard. And he's going to Man United with players that are going to just sit there and listen to his bullshit.
I think he should be able to challenge for the title with that team he's got there.
Yeah, I think they should.
I think if you put Mourinho in charge of that team, Conte in charge of that team, Pep Guardiola in charge of that team, they're all challenging for that title. I'm not saying they would win it because you've got Man City. You took Man City out of the equation, they've got a good enough team to win the league.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I'd like to give it a go with them players. I'd give it a go. I'd get them going.
Klopp, you could add Klopp to that. Klopp would do bits
Klopp
with that.
would do it, yeah, mate. I reckon Mikel Arteta would do bits with it. Yeah.
Emery.
Zerbi.
Yeah.
Frank. You could stick them all in charge.
I like Thomas Frank. I do rate Thomas Frank as a manager. Him and that De Zerbi, they've got to be in line for the next top job, isn't they? If he does go, they've got to be the number one choice, isn't they?
Gary Guardiola, you could stick him in there and he'll do bits.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to the last tweet I've got, and it's not so much about United, even though it starts off that way. It's more about the scheduling. I just thought this was interesting. So the tweet is from Simon Lester. It says, "Dreadful from United, truly dreadful, but I have to question how Arsenal were allowed to kick off at 3 p.m. yesterday, even though we played on the same day as them in Europe. A clear case of biased behaviour towards a rival." So Simon is complaining that Simon is complaining that Arsenal and Man United both played on the same day in Europe, but Arsenal got a 3 p.m. Saturday kickoff where Man United were the last thing on a Sunday.
Well, it's better, isn't it?
Basically,
Man United got more rest. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, so it's better for Man United, isn't it?
Yeah, he's arguing for Arsenal. He's on Arsenal's side.
Oh, well, Arsenal were playing Sheffield United, mate. They were playing Man City. They needed the rest.
I just thought it was interesting that someone's picked up on the scheduling. Like, I don't really think it's a big deal. I think it probably swings him roundabout.
If you play on the Tuesday night, normally you play on the Saturday, don't you? The only reason why theirs was a Sunday is because it was the Manchester derby. If Man United were playing any other team, they would have been probably a 3 o'clock kickoff or the early kickoff or whatever.
Saying that though, did you see that Liverpool and Man City have been moved to the 12:30 after the international break?
No, I haven't.
And there's some stat, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like they've been, since Klopp's been there, they've played on that slot after an international break 17 times or something like that, and the next closest is 6.
Oh well, tough luck.
My opinion on this. You're getting paid hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds to play football. It doesn't matter, does it? If you play on a Wednesday, then on a Saturday, you're being paid hundreds of thousands of pounds. Just go and play football.
And they build squads to handle this sort of problem, don't they? So, to rotate, rest, whatever.
To be fair,
I'm telling you,
they're doing fucking Monday to Friday on minimum wage, and you're moaning about working on a Wednesday and a Saturday for £100 a week.
For 90 minutes.
It's not the club. It's not the clubs that are moaning. Yeah. It's the fan. I just want to make that clear. It's the fan that's moaning about it. But
no, it's all the time about the scheduling.
Do you remember when Rooney turned around and said it's so hard to stuff pasta down your throat at 8 in the morning when you're at 12:30 kickoff, and someone put for £200 a week and shove it up my arse.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Give me the spoon.
I've got that on there. £200. Oh, yeah, no.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. We could talk for another hour if you wanted to about Man United and Chelsea, but they're just awful. But
I feel sorry for them now.
Yeah, they're just awful, aren't they? I mean, like I say, Arsenal, good win for Arsenal, good win for Tottenham, good win for Liverpool, good win for Man City. So the top 4 all won comfortably.
Yeah.
It's really, like I say, I'll say it again, it'll be interesting because Spurs' next 6 games are quite tough fixtures. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on with them next 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what you said earlier, when they lose, it'd be interesting to see what happens when they lose.
Yeah, because the mentality of players can change very quickly if they get a bit down. And like I say, that last 5 minutes of that Palace game was nervy. It was very nervy for them. When they conceded, they did go to a bit shaky. But like all teams do,
be interesting.
So you can't really just sort of say it was them. But the only thing I will finish it off on, one thing, is if anyone else had a decent amount of points, I would say they'd definitely get top 4. But because it's Spurs and we all know what they're like, I still think if there's one team that could do it and not qualify, it's them.
I don't know, it feels different. I think he'll do all right.
Like I say, you've got to see what happens when they lose a game. I mean, they might go lose a game in a couple of weeks or whatever and then go and play the next game and win 8-0. But
he seems to be keeping them very,
level-headed
as well. Yeah. I know they're celebrating after the game, but they've been through a lot of shit in the last 10 years, so there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think anyone can comment on celebrating because the way Arsenal do it's like they've won the league every time. So, I mean, celebrate, lads. You do what you do.
Did you see there was a league table based on how many minutes or seconds or whatever a team spent celebrating this season? I can only remember the top 2, but I can't remember the exact order. But I know that Arsenal was second. Who do you think was first? Yeah, who do you think was first? They spent the most time celebrating.
Let's go with Sheffield United because they don't score much.
Luton.
I like the logic. No, it's Crystal Palace.
Is it really? They don't score that often either.
They must have had a lot of last-minute winners that getting the crowd more up. But yeah,
they've only scored 7 times. They probably celebrate every goal like they've won the World Cup.
Yeah, well, that was our Halloween special. I hope you found it as funny as we did. I can only apologise about the game / whatever you want to call it, but there was good topics in there. I think don't be scared to ask questions in future or try and give us a few scream names. That was episode something. Good luck. See you soon. See you next week.